Welcome to Edupedia World Videos. In today's class, we're going to study about force. So what is force? When we push an object or when we pull an object, we are said to be applying force. So in a very simple way, I can say that whenever there is a push or a pull, there's a force applied. Now let us see what is the definition of force. A force is a push or pull upon an object resulting from the object's interaction with another object. Whenever there is an interaction between two objects, there is a force upon each of the objects. When the interaction ceases, the two objects no longer experience the force. Forces only exist as a result of interaction. What do we understand by this definition? Is that when we push or pull, we are said to be applying force. There is a force between the two objects. So what is important here is that the two objects need to be interacting with each other. If the two objects are not in contact with each other, then that means there is no force. Now from this definition, we can say that when two entities come in contact with each other, there is a force, there is an interaction. And what happens when there is an interaction? There are certain changes. For example, first of all, there is a movement. Now you can see here there is a yellow ball. When I push this yellow ball, the ball moves to a new location. The ball moves to a new position. So this is where it goes and stops. Secondly, apart from this movement, there is a change in the shape of the ball. If I press the ball downwards against ground, then the shape is like this. The ball gets slightly flattened. Now, I will give you a perfect example wherein you will see both the changes happening if I apply the force. Around us there are so many interactions that are happening that we don't even come to know, but both these changes are happening. The perfect example is a bouncing ball. When I bounce a ball against the ground, the ball not only goes and bounces and moves to a new location, but also there is a change in the shape of the ball. Why is there a change in the shape of the ball? Is because when the ball bounces and it strikes the ground, there is the ball exerts a force on the ground. In turn, the ground exerts a force on the ball, and that's why the ball gets flattened. There's a change in the shape of the ball. So a bouncing ball is a perfect example wherein the ball moves to a different position. There's a movement. Also, there's a change in the shape. Now that we have learned about force, let us now categorize force. So now we know the force is of two types. One is what is called as a pushing force, wherein a person is pushing an object. Secondly, there is something called as a pulling force, wherein the person is pulling an object. So there are two kinds of forces. Now let us see some of the examples of both the kinds of force, that is the pulling force and the pushing force. On the left hand, you can see pushing force, wherein there is this boy. He is holding a trolley wherein he has his weight, and the weight is weighing 10 kgs. So the boy is in contact with this trolley and he is pushing the trolley. So this is an example of a pushing force. On the other hand, the boy is trying to pull a heavy stone with the help of this thread. It's a big thread. It's a heavy. So because he's trying to pull it towards him, this kind of force is known as a pulling force. What are the other examples of pushing and pulling force? Remember, whenever you're sleeping during the night or during the day on a pillow, you put your head over a pillow. So what happens is the head is pushing the pillow down. So this is a pushing force. And what happens because of this force that your head is applying onto the pillow? The shape of the pillow changes. So what is your head doing? Your head is pushing the pillow. It's a pushing force. On the other hand, just consider a magnet and you have a small paper pin which is kept at close vicinity to the magnet. So what happens is the magnet automatically attracts the paper pin towards itself. So this is an example of a pulling force, wherein the magnet is pulling the paper clip towards itself. Now, so what have we learned in today's class is that when there is an interaction between two objects, when they come in contact, there is a force. The force can be a pushing force or a pulling force. And as a result of this force, there are certain changes like movement and change in the shape of the objects. Now we know what is force, what is a pulling force and a pushing force. Let us also learn about contact and non-contact forces. As the name suggests, a contact force is that force when two objects come in contact with each other, they exert a force against each other. Such force is known as a contact force. And what is the example? We have already seen the boy, if he is pushing or even pulling an object, he is in contact with the objects, and that is why this is an example of a contact force. For what is important for the contact force is that the two objects need to be in contact with each other. What is a non-contact force? Those types of forces that result even when the two interacting objects are not in physical contact with each other, yet are able to exert a push or pull despite their physical separation. So that means, in what is a non-contact force? I have two objects. The two objects are initially not in contact with each other. They are apart, they are separated from each other, and still they have either a pulling or a pushing force between them. Such force is called as non-contact force. For example, you see a ball over here. The ball I throw up in the air. What happens is the ball automatically comes down and falls to the Mother Earth. Why does the ball falls onto the earth? Is because of gravity. So this is an example. The gravitational force is an example of a non-contact force. Let me now give you some of the other examples of non-contact force. The first, we have seen the gravitational force. Our earth, the moon, the planets, sun, they're all rotating around the sun. This is also a gravitational force. The moon is rotating around the earth. This is again the gravitational force, because of which the moon stays in a particular orbit. So the gravitational force is a kind of non-contact force. Now we have the other two forces, that is the magnetic force and the electrical force. Magnetic force, it is a property by virtue of which certain special substances like magnets, they exert a special force onto the other objects. For example, I already discussed about a magnet and a paper clip, and if you keep the paper pin or a paper clip very close to the magnet, then the magnet attracts the paper clip. So that is an example of a magnetic force between the magnet and the paper clip. Also, I have here flashed on the screen, there are two magnets. Either the two magnets will be attracting each other, or the two magnets will be repelling each other. If they are like poles, then they will be repelling. If they are unlike poles, then they will be attracting. So between the two magnets also there is a magnetic force. So initially the two magnets are not in contact with each other, and later on they are either pulled towards each other or they are even pushed against each other. So this is an example of a non-contact force. Third is the electrical, or we can say electrostatic force. Electrostatics is all about attraction and repulsion of charges, and is another type of a non-contact force. Why? Because there are some materials which have special property of developing charges on their surface once they are rubbed against each other. So we have here a scale and the cotton, and then if you rub the cotton on the scale, then what happens is the cotton gets pulled towards the scale or sometimes gets, repelled from each other. So this is also an example of a non-contact force. So now in today's class we have learned about force, various kinds of force like pushing force and pulling force. Now we also know about what is a contact and a non-contact force. In the later classes, we will also learn about what is force, what is work, and what is energy, and what is the relation between the three terms: force, work, and energy. For now, thanks for watching this video.